Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I've been having technical problems this morning to sort out the internet, so I've been having to move things around a little bit. But we're back on, so let's get started straight away. This morning, we're going to do a gentle, easy session for stress relief. Let's start together on our back. Again, you can grab a blanket as per usual, but you don't have to. It's been pretty cold here, so I've been keeping my socks on, keeping my blanket nearby as well. We are going to start by bringing feet together and then gently walking the hands back, releasing down to come onto the mat. You can release the back, release the hands out to the side. We're going to gently focus on the breathing. So relax the legs, relax the lower back. Let the body completely soften. See if you can find somewhere where you're completely comfortable as well. And we're going to relax here. Let's start by breathing in through the nose deeply. And on the exhale, we want to release the breath all the way through the body, gently softening every single part of your body. And again, breathing in, exhale, release. Let's keep doing this for a few more breaths. You can soften the neck, soften the shoulders, and gently release the muscles that are being stretched in your legs. See if you can release the lower back as well. I'm going to take a couple more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands up, shoulders down onto the mat, fingertips pointing to the ceiling. And we're gently going to cross the arms onto the chest so you can release the hands down to the shoulders. Press the shoulders into each other here. Elbows on top of each other and lined. And then inhale, bring those arms back up, shoulders down. Exhale, cross the arms around the chest. Hands just behind the shoulder blades. Press the shoulders in together and then release. You can release the arms down completely. We're going to bring the knees in together and we're going to bring these knees into the chest. We're going to start here by just holding the knees and rolling feet and ankles. So let's try to roll them in one direction to start with. And we're going to make large circles using all of the feet and toes to draw circles as big as possible. Take your time, try to really loosen up the feet. And then coming back to the center, let's go the other way around. And we're going to bring the knees into the chest here. And exhale, you can release the knees movement. Inhale, bring the knees in. Release the head down. And exhale, release the knees. So let the knees push the hands further up. And inhale, bring them into the chest. And exhale, release. We're going to do a couple more. Follow your own breathing. Inhale, bring the knees in. Exhale, release. And again, a couple more here. Just to gently stretch the lower back. And we can release the hands down, palm facing down onto the mat. We're going to stretch the legs up and forward, cycling forward, using all of the legs. So take them up straight and then take them down straight as possible all the way before you bring them back to the center. We're going to do a few more of those. Keep on breathing. Inhale and exhale deeply. Just a nice warm up. Use the core as well. Release the head and shoulders down. Couple more. Take these legs all the way down. And then coming back to the center, we're going to cycle backward this time. Take your time. Bring these legs up straight before you bend the knees. And try to bring them as far back as possible. Couple more. And let's come back to the center. We're going to bring the knees into the chest here. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to bring the hands up. Exhale behind the head. Gently stretch here. And on the next inhale, we're going to take the knees to the right side. Press down onto the right side. Turn your head to the left side. We'll take one breath here. And then we'll change sides. Inhale, release the hands. Bring the knees back to the center. Exhale, we do the opposite side. Legs to the left, head to the right. And let's inhale to come back to the center. We're going to bring the knees into the chest here. And then placing both feet down onto your mat, we're going to do a couple bridges before we move on to something else. So gently pressing both feet down, taking the socks off now. Both feet down, as close to your buttocks as you can. Shoulders are down. The spine is long and straight, and we're going to push up and come up into a little bridge posture. So lifting the buttocks. We're going to keep these knees parallel. Make sure they do not go out to the side. You want to keep them nice and parallel and pushing up gently. We're going to lift the buttocks, the abdomen, and exhale. We bring everything back down. Release the spine completely so you can wiggle the lower back and the hips. And then inhale to push back up. Let's do a few more of those. You can take your own time, follow your own breathing. Just make sure you release the hands, you lift buttocks, abdomen, and release on the exhale. Let's do a few more. You can interlace the fingers to pull the shoulders down. See if we can lift a little bit further each time. As you can see, I'm bringing the feet back as close as possible when I exhale before I go back up. And make sure you're pressing these knees in to keep them parallel as well. Pulling the shoulders down. We press a bit more onto the feet. We lift the back. And we release. Let's do two more in your own time. I'm not super straight, so you can see that better. Okay. And inhale, lift up. Really use the core to lift the buttocks, the abdomen. Release the spine, especially the neck. It's quite a strong stretch for the neck. And on the exhale, release. Let's do the last one. We're going to hold this one for a little while. So take your time to come up into a comfortable posture for you. Inhale, push up. And lift. Release the shoulders, release the neck. And we can grab hold of the elbows behind the back as well. Or just keep holding on over your hands, pulling the shoulders down. Gently lift, engage your muscles, core, glutes, buttocks. Lift up, soften the spine, especially in the neck area, and then release. Start by releasing the hands down, and then take the back down vertebra by vertebra. Make sure you're resting completely. And we're going to bring the knees into the chest for a conscious stretch here. And then you can open those knees out to the side. Grab hold of your feet, one in each hand. You can lift these feet up to face the sky. And this is a laughing baby pose or happy baby. So gently opening up to the side, feet up to the sky to get a nice stretch into your pelvic muscles and pelvic floor. And we can either stay here or we can gently rock, taking these legs from side to side. Keep the spine long and straight, keep the head in the center. Gently rocking the spine. Then let's come back in the center, open wide. Push your shoulders into your mat. And you can release these legs. Let's hug these knees in the chest one more time. Then we're going to lift the legs up. And let's see if we can really lift from the back of the thighs. So lifting the thighs up, pushing onto your heels to point your toes downwards, stretching the back of the legs even more. Gently straightening the legs. You can release the shoulders, release the hands down. Let's take a couple breaths here. It's a really good posture to gently soften, relax the body. If you have a wall at home nearby, you can place these legs onto the wall and stay there for a couple minutes. It's really good for blood flow, to reoxygenate the body. It's really good for sleeping as well. It helps you sleep better. We'll take a couple more breaths here. See if you can lift the legs even more, pressing the buttocks down into your mat, lifting from behind your legs all the way up. And then we're going to release, bring those knees in. Last deep stretch here. And then let's release. We're going to come up to our side and then roll onto our belly. I do hope you can hear me because I can't see the microphone working. I just need to check. All right, is this working at all? Right, so coming onto our belly. We're going to go straight into child's pose. You can bring the feet together onto the knees and walk the hands back. Gently stretch forward here. Let's release here for a couple of breaths. So remember, try to push that buttocks down, round the lower back as well by tucking the tailbone under. And then gently releasing the hands forward and the head down. Let's breathe here for a few breaths. Then we're going to bring the knees together. Wrap the arms around the legs to bring the hands next to the feet. See if we can push the buttocks down and keep the head down at the same time. Rounding the spine even more, and this is our fetus position. Release the shoulders, let them come down, but keep the neck nice and round as well as your lower back. Breathe here, feel the spine stretching and opening as you breathe in, and release on the exhale. And to come up, we're going to walk the hands forward. Come onto all fours. Do a nice deep cat to cow stretch here. So knees parallel, feet parallel, hands parallel just under the shoulders as well. You want to inhale, lift the chin up, look up to the sky, and lift the tailbone up at the same time. And exhale, we're going to take that tailbone down and bring the chin into the chest. Push the spine up. Inhale, we come forward. Take your gaze up and lift the tailbone up as well. Exhale. We push the belly up to the spine. We round the spine completely. Let's do a couple more. Take your time. Really take your time. Try to feel what's happening into your spine as you do this. And the last one. Exhale, bring the chin in, push the belly up to the spine. And on the next inhale, let's just come back into an horizontal position, gently tucking the tailbone under. Try to keep the back flat, and we're going to walk the hands forward this time. Keep the hips up where they are, gently stretching forward your spine, and release the head down. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And on the next inhale, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet. We're going to point the toes down and bring the feet together and gently come and sit onto your heels. So lift up and gently come onto the toes. I know it's going to be quite a strong stretch here, so take a couple breaths, even just a couple breaths is fine. Whenever it's too much for you, just release. Come and sit onto your heels as normal. Let's try to take 2 more here if you're still with me. And then you can come forward, keep your toes under and push to come onto flat feet. And we're going to come up gently and slowly. You can keep the head down, keep the knees bent, push up onto both legs, and gently come up into a standing posture. Releasing the shoulders down, we're going to bring the arms up. You can look up to your hands or straight ahead. Bring the hands together and onto prayer, onto your heart. Now that the sun's out, it's a lot warmer. I can get rid of that. And we're going to do a short standing sequence as well before we part ways. I'm going to change sides. This here so I don't face the sun. Coming to the front end of our mat, we're going to start by inhaling the arms up, looking up straight, and exhale forward and down all the way. You can release into a forward bend, and on the next inhale, bring your hands onto your legs. I am a little bit close to the wall here. Gently bring your back horizontal. Release down. Place the hands down. We're going to step the left foot back. Right knee comes forward. Make sure it's not over your heels. You might want to walk your foot further if it does. And then we're going to gently press the hands down, look forward, and step the right foot back into a downward facing dog. Stay into this downward dog for a couple breaths. Take your time. Find your posture. And 2 more breaths here. Let's see if we can push the heels down into the mat a little bit more. And we're going to bend one knee after the other to stretch gently. And on the next inhale, we're going to come forward into a plank, high plank hold here. And exhale, come down. You can bring the knees down first. Make sure you hold the chest before you release completely onto your mat. And on the next inhale, push up into a cobra, lifting the chest and shoulders. Exhale, release. And inhale, bend the knees, push up, come into a child's pose. Let's take a deep breath here. Release deeply here. And inhale, come forward into all fours, tuck the toes under, push up and come back up into a downward facing dog. Breathe here for a few breaths. Again, we can walk one leg after the other, stretching nicely. And on the next inhale, you can step the right foot forward. Big step forward, but if it's not enough, make sure to gently walk the foot further so the knee is not further away than your heel. And then looking forward, lengthen the spine. And you can step that left foot forward into a forward bend. Placing the hands down onto your ankles or legs. Gently pull yourself further down. Inhale, push up with both legs. Come straight up. Bring the hands together. And exhale down onto your heart. Inhale, bring your arms up, look up. Exhale, forward and down, release into a forward bend. Hands on the legs, look forward, bring the back horizontal. Exhale, release. Inhale, fingertips down onto the mat. We step the right foot back. Left foot comes forward. Make sure the knee's not too far. Look forward, lengthen the spine. Inhale, press the hands down. Step the left foot back. Downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Try to lift those hips, really lift the hips up. See if we can press the heels down. Last breath here. And on the next inhale, we come forward into a high plank chaturanga. Exhale, you can bring the knees down or come all the way down, hold the chest and release. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders, upper body off the mat into cobra or upward dog as well. Release forward. And then next inhale, we push up. Bring the feet together, release into a child's pose. 2 breaths here. And then the next inhale, we come forward into all fours and up into a downward dog. Here for 3 breaths. Last deep breath here. And on the next inhale, we step the left foot forward. Again, you can make sure you can step that foot a bit further forward if it needs to. Release the shoulders down, lengthen the spine. Inhale, step the right foot forward into a forward bend. Release here for 1 breath. And on the next inhale, push up with both legs. Inhale to come up. Bring the hands up as well. And exhale, hands down onto your heart for a breath here. Then opening wide out the feet. We're going to point the toes to pointing your right fingertip, right toes, I'm getting confused this morning, right toes to the front of your mat. Your left foot is at an angle and on the same line as your right foot. Slight angle in the back. We're going to open the arms wide out and gently come forward. So you want the hips to be facing the long edge of the mat, parallel to your long edge. Then gently come forward and release the right hand down onto your leg. And inhale the left arm straight up, directly on top of your right arm into triangle posture or Trikonasana. You can gently twist the upper body, turning to your left hand. We're going to release in this posture for a few breaths. Make sure you're in a nice straight angle. If you need some sort of support for your hand, to have your hand a bit further up. You want the arm nice and straight and the top arm as well. And to release in that posture, we're going to come forward with the left arm, gently facing your right leg. You can bring the left leg slightly closer and release forward here. Then we're going to go into revolve triangle posture. So placing the left hand down this time, we're going to inhale the right arm up and twist to the right side, both legs straight. Take your gaze past your right fingertips and release. Bring that right hand down. You can walk your hands around to face the long edge of your mat, feet parallel. You can release the head down here. So gently walking the hands back in between your feet, release the head down. We can take a couple more breaths here. You can come down onto your forearms or interlace your fingers together, whatever feels more comfortable. Keep the legs nice and straight. And to come out, you can come out on, walk the hands forward, come out onto your fingertips. And then we're going to walk the hands toward the left foot all the way around. So pivot the feet to be facing this time towards your left toes. Your feet are on the same line. Your back foot is at a slight angle. Your left toes are pointing forward. And we're going to come up into a triangle posture. So inhale, the right arm up, left arm stay down. You can bring the hand onto your leg and right arm straight up. And then we're going to turn the gaze up to the right hand. I've got the sun right in my face. So try to open this wide, open the hips. Take a couple more breaths here. See if you can bring the arms on the same straight line. And then exhale, release that right arm down. Come down with both hands on either side of your foot. Come down, release the head down gently into a nice deep stretch here. And we're going to go into revolved triangle postures on the other side. You can bring your back foot slightly closer. It might be easier as well. This time we keep the right hand down. Don't hesitate to use some sort of support, a book or anything to place the hand on. It might be a lot easier. And then inhale, lift the left arm up. And take your gaze past your left fingertips. It is a strong stretch. Try to take a couple breaths in here and then we'll move on. And exhale, release. Come forward, walk the hands forward in between your feet. Open those feet wide. Release the hands, the upper body, the head down. Keep the legs wide open. Try to release the upper body completely. See if you can walk your hands to the back, in between your feet. Walk your hands even further towards the back. Release here for a few breaths. And then we're going to come back up, gently walk the hands forward, and then wiggle your feet back together. You can be hip distance apart or further, bend the knees. And we're going to push up gently and slowly to come up into a standing position. Take your time, stretch the spine up slowly and gently. Bring the arms up. Hands parallel and then together and onto your heart. And we can just come and sit here. Our timing has been a little bit upside down today, but that is the end of our session. Roughly, I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's just take a couple breaths here together. You can bring the hands into prayer mantra. Onto the heart, release the shoulders, you can release the chin. Take a couple of deep breaths here to finish up. And that's us for today. Thank you for watching and for supporting me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Not same time, normal time tomorrow.